My name is Jeff. I'm with the sales department here. Been here for a few years now. We offer tools that you guys can integrate into your existing website, and this particular one is going to cover all of the multi-user levels. We do offer several different user levels that you can utilize. It all just depends on how many agents you guys have on the website. We start off with our single user accounts for one user. Our team accounts, those are going to be for 2 agents, and then we move into our office tiers after that, which is going to be from 3 to 10 agents is our small office tier, moving into our larger offices, which would be 11 up to 50, and then 51 up to 100. And we do still offer both of our interfaces, so we've got Lite and Platinum. Both of them can be utilized with the office accounts. There are a few additional features with Platinum that offers over Lite, map search widget, so that you can embed a map search on any page. And then you're also going to be able to utilize the polygon tool, so you can create predefined searches based off of communities, areas, subdivisions, whatever it may be. And then you also have some additional routing options as far as once you guys capture the lead, how it's going to be distributed out with your agents that you guys have. There are mainly is like setting the roster pages is something you can do with Platinum. Lite you cannot. It will be whatever's pretty much generated from the control panel and put out there. So there is a few, very few differences at this time, but as time progresses, Platinum is going to be offering more features than Lite will. We may have a few viewers that are on our Lite platform. I'm sorry, our original platform. I wanted to give some information as far as like what is the process and what gets migrated over from original to our Lite platform. Migration is non-reversible. Once you do go from original to Lite, there's not really anything you can do to go back. We don't have any ways to go back. Original is going to be sunsetted in the near future. We don't have any specific time when that's going to happen. Migration process can take up to 2 weeks. Oftentimes it is done in less than a week. Mostly we're going to be waiting on the client side to get the migration process started, creating a new subdomain, and walking through a 7-step process. If you wanted to find out some more information as far as like or those steps, we do have that in our knowledge base article. You can be found at kb.idxbroker.com. KB stands for knowledge base. Or in the top right-hand corner of our main website, we have a support button. That support button will take you directly to our knowledge base articles. In the main section, we will type in migration, and we'll just put Lite for right now. So we're kind of interested more in the Lite, so that way it'll stay at the same price point. First 2 pages are the migration FAQs, and then the next one is going to be the steps for migrating over to Lite. Things that do come over inside the migration is going to be global wrappers, saved links, subheaders, your custom city, county, or zip code lists will come over. Leads and all leads saved searches will come over. Billing information and the history will come as well. All your contacts, your company information, and all users that's already inside the office with original will come over to Lite or Platinum. Inside the migration process, it will allow you to choose whether you want to go with Lite or Platinum. Some of the main things that are not migrated over is going to be the page wrappers, widgets, custom CSS, traffic stats. The reason why those are not going to come over is those are going to be, it's an entirely new platform and it will be on a new subdomain. So it is going to change some things when you come over, but there are going to be some 301 redirects. That way it's going to point them over to your new pages. So you should not lose any traffic when people are still going to your sites, even if they're going over to some of the older links, older saved links. Those will be taken care of. The migration process is going to be 8 steps within here. A lot of it's just information. Getting started on it's pretty simple. You'll have to stay logged into your original account and then click on the link, and it is right here inside of step 2. That will put you into the migration queue And if you have any questions during that migration process, you can contact our support team at any time. They'll help you out via phone or email. Email is help@idxbroker.com. And our 800 number is a good way to contact them at 800-421-9668. If we have listeners looking for new accounts or have a single account, what we have to offer as far as the team accounts, I already went over kind of the levels. As far as an office account, what you're going to get out of it, each agent would get their own control panel for their own logins where they can manage their own leads, their own listings, and also managing those leads, they can send out automatic email notifications for new properties that come into the MLS that matches any criteria that the lead has saved. Each agent will get also their own roster page where they can have their information about them, their bio. They're also going to have their picture up there. And since we do recognize agent ID numbers, it will automatically recognize them on that one and display their featured listings down below it. You can have it be displayed in a few different ways. The most common way is going to be the kind of stacked up on top of each other in a results page display type. You can modify and change those with custom CSS on those individual pages. Inside the control panel of IDX Broker, we can also, let's go into managing our contact routing. You have a couple of different options within contact routing in your lead distribution. So when a lead comes in, you've got a few different ways that it can be distributed out to the agents. It can be done via core fields, it can be done via round robin, or you can utilize the two of them together and do core fields and round robin in the same time. If you choose, as the primary in the account, if you choose to manually assign those leads to certain agents, you can disable contact routing, and all the leads that come in will come into the primary on the account. At that time, they can go in and manage each individual lead and assign it to a specific agent. Once they assign it to that agent, it will notify them via email and inside their dashboard that they have a new lead. With Platinum, you can set up your roster pages and reroute and put your agents in certain areas. So if you wanted to modify it, you can simply drag it and move them and put one higher than the other. With Lite, you're not able to modify the routing preferences as far as like the list view and the rotation that it would go in. So it's one advantage of Platinum. On the core fields, let's go in here. And so if we wanted to modify the core fields that are inside these, you can choose what you want to go by. So you can go by city, county, state, zip code, or MLS. So depending on if you're in a larger office across multiple states, larger office across multiple MLSs, you can narrow those down and selecting what you want to do it by. And then you have the option of putting certain cities. When you hold down the control button, you can select certain cities that specific agent will be working in. So you can kind of narrow down where you would like them to be. If you have a few agents that won't work over a certain dollar amount, or if you have agents that work only over a certain dollar amount. So if you've got an agent that doesn't want to do a listing over 500,000, or if you have an agent that doesn't want to do a listing under, say, $1 million, you can modify and put the low price as $1 million here, or put the high price as like 500,000, depending on what you want to do. Your other two options are going to be by square foot and as well as by acreage, minimum and maximum. So you can kind of narrow down a little bit. You cannot do cities and zips. It's going to be one or the other. You have to select. And if you guys do have any questions during this time, go ahead and submit them. I will try to pull a couple of them out during the end of this webinar. If it's something that's pertaining to what I'm working on, I can go ahead and answer those for you. As well as this is being recorded and it will be posted to our YouTube channel a little bit later down the road. As far as managing your agents, you have global permissions when you're managing your different agents and what you're going to allow for them to do. You've got the option to have them manage their own email updates, subscribers, modify own user and password. They can modify their own bio pages if you want, modify their own listings, reassign leads, show in feature agent widget, so they can opt out if they do not want to be displayed. They can definitely opt out to do that. This is global preferences right here, so you're kind of controlling what you're giving them the option to do, and then also allowing them to delete assigned leads. Then you can also choose which wrapper. If there's individual wrappers that are built, if it's just a global wrapper, it's just going to be the one look and feel. Each individual agent with Platinum can go in and do their own wrapper design, so they can kind of modify and change their certain page if they choose. Once you're logged in as an agent, this is what their screen would look like. We don't have anything really too much on here. Let's go ahead and take a look at, no, I want to do one more thing here. Let's log out. Let's go ahead and give some permissions to these. So once we're on this page, we get these guys a little bit more control over what they can do. They can go in and modify their bio, add additional stuff on here. They can build their own custom subheaders, choose which MLS, add their own photos. Biggest thing that they're going to want to do is probably put in their own property update email signature. This is a real big thing where they're going to want to go in and put who it's from on this particular one. They are able to sample that so they can create their signature, sample it, see how it is, and if they wanted to put their own custom subheader, they can do that as well right within its own page. So it does give them some options. If an agent does work in multiple languages, they can select which languages they work with, save it, and it'll apply on their bio page. It'll notify the visitors which languages that this particular agent works in. If an individual agent on the Office account works with their own CRM, a third-party CRM, we do offer that, an API key that they can distribute out those leads into their own CRM that they already have. We do have Top Producer that's automatically in here, so they can opt in yes, put in their account information, and it would be automatically linking to them. So it's one that could be done as an office, or it's one that could be done on an individual agent level. We don't have any particular leads on this particular demo account. If they did, they would all be in here, and I don't know, we reset our demo account every night, so we might not have a lead that has come in today. This particular agent doesn't have any leads in here. They would be able to tell when they signed up, their name, their email. If they have any saved listings or saved searches, everything would be displaying right up inside here. The status, if they have verified the account, if they are enabled and active, their last activity, the last time that they received an email update. You can also detect if they are clicking from an email to the properties, which is kind of nice, so you can make sure that they are engaged. All right, let's go ahead and log back out of the individual agent's account here. When you guys want to capture your leads, there's a couple of different options that you can do. On the lead registration preferences, you can go into your global registration rules, and it's going to allow you to force or request registration at any time on any IDX page. Once you select these, let's go check out a results page. So right now we have a request registration reoccurring, and it's every one visit. So anytime we go to a results page, it is going to come up with a requested registration. Here's our demo account. We'll go ahead and press search. And it looks like somebody's been in here messing around with our wrapper. I updated it right before I came on. Not much luck on my part on that one. All right, as you can see here, it has popped up the lead registration. So this one here is a requested registration. Right now it has the common fields, the basic fields of first name, last name, and email address. If a client declines this and wants to keep browsing, it will continue to allow them to search, but we do have it set at reoccurring, so it is going to pop up each time they come visit a results page, just because we have it kind of aggressive, just so that people can see what it would do. You can add additional fields if there's anything else you want to capture. If it does match up with the field, it'll put it on there. If it does not match up with the field, if it's a custom information that you're wanting to get, it's going to display in the notes section of that lead once it comes in. If this was a forced registration and the client choose not to register, it would take them back to the primary domain and not allow them to continue to search like we are doing right now. And let's go ahead and get back on this page since somebody else was in here with the wrapper. Let's see here. So since we do recognize agent IDs, we will recognize each agent that's within the office. We will recognize their listings, and they will be displayed as featured listings on the website. For instance, here you can add a featured slideshow widget. This one here is demo count, so it's kind of dummy data. It looks like somebody's messed around with the CSS and displaying a lot fuller on this particular widget. When it rotates through here, you should be seeing the image, and it should only be going up about 30%, 35%. You have a couple of different widgets that you can display. Let's go pull in this account here. This one here is displaying featured listings. So this is pulling in all the office listings, and this widget right here in the front, this is going to be a carousel widget. This widget does allow for you to scroll left and scroll right, and it'll cycle through all the different listings that they do have. If we were to go to a map search, it's also going to display, actually let's go check out our results page. If they have the map enabled to be displayed on a results page, it will display their featured listings in red icons. And here we go. So by default, the icons are going to be blue. Any featured listings is going to be red. We went with red because it's going to make it stand out and people are going to notice it, so they're going to probably go there first. On the results pages, you will see that all listings will be displayed featured listing or featured results prior to the rest of the MLS results. So when performing a search, this does come up with something. It's going to display all your office listings and your logo by the listing every single time. Below that, we'll be displaying the rest of the MLS results. You will see that it's just going to come with the standard MLS results, or I'm sorry, the logo on all the other results listings. So it's going to give you guys some more exposure. And then I did also notice that here's another example of the IDX featured slideshow. So they have an additional widget that's always in the sidebar and always cycling through the listings that are theirs on their office on that slideshow. Okay, let's go take a look at some of the roster pages and bio pages that we do offer that has some of our agents have included in here. Keep in mind this is a platinum account. So this one here is an IDX Broker roster page. They have gone through and modified it and changed it to however they wish for it to display. You can search by language, so if you have a language available, so there's one person inside this office that does speak Russian, and it will pull that person up if we were to select on that. And we can just pull up and see who it is, see how it comes up. So it looks like they've got two people that speak Russian inside this office, so it does help you kind of narrow down at the very top if you do have some people that want to search for an agent that does speak certain languages. I want to say this one here had some listings. Let's see here, and I want to get past this. Okay, so I'm just going to bypass their little thing so I can just show you guys what it looks like. So this is going to be a typical IDX Broker bio page. You can put the image on here, little contact information about it, about them, and then Jackie has a short description about her. It looks like it's going to link right over to her Facebook page. And then also what they've added here is they've added a custom subheader prior to the rest of the IDX listings. So they created these images, put these images here, and these are linking over to predefined searches. So they're trying to get you to go to their communities as well, showing, hey, we've done some predefined searches for Laguna Beach, Newport Beach, and it could obviously change if you wanted for each individual agent. So if this particular agent only works in, these, 9 cities, there might be another agent that only works in 2 of these. You can actually put 2 images and link to 2 predefined searches, so you can kind of narrow it down a little bit. Once again, the map is going to be displayed on top of the results, and then again it's going to feature her listings only. So this is everything that she has listed, and she has to be the primary in the account to be able to get this feature to display like this. If you are a secondary, it's going to be always pulling from the primary. We don't have dual agent IDs for the featured listings. So this is a great little way that they've done this display and added lots of custom content on there as well. Again, you can always have widgets on the side. Right directly into a quick search widget. If somebody wanted to not look at her listings, go straight over here. Great way to do it. And then once again, those featured slideshows are being displayed always. Every time you go to one of their pages, they have their featured listings that are always got those exposure for their office. This particular one here, this is a light account. It is a small office. Somebody asked me if that site was mobile friendly. I did not click into that specifics of that account, so I can't say for sure. And unfortunately, I just closed it down. If you wanted to take a look at that one is coastalcitiesrealty.com. And it has a / Remax evolution on it. So I don't know if you need that on the very end or not. Coastal Cities, plural, realty.com. Moving on to this one here. This is Creech and Creed. This one here is a small agent account. This is featuring the Lite platform. This one here is a showcase widget displaying all featured properties. When displaying featured listings in a widget, it's going to make you choose how you want them to be displayed as far as like how many of them. You can do how many rows and how many columns, and then it's going to be a sort by. So let's say if you have an office that has 30 listings, but you only wanted to display 12. However, it's going to display those 12, but it's going to depend on how your sort goes. If it's by highest to lowest, lowest to highest, that's what's going to start up here on the top. So obviously this one here went from highest to lowest at 697, and then going down from there, and it's going to display as far down as they want it to. This one here is only displaying 12, so however many they have in their office, it's only the top 12 pricing. That's all going to be modified and changed. You can even build the widget, preview it, use it for a while, and if you want to change it up after that, you can definitely do that by like most recently listed, depending on what you guys want to do. It's all personal preference as far as that goes. Let's go check out their roster pages here. So this one here is a light account, like I mentioned. It does not allow them to modify the roster display. So everything's going to be, see, you obviously got the broker owner that's below and inside some of their agents. So that is a benefit to having Platinum, is you can modify and change it. Most common companies would be moving the agent owners towards the top of the page, or the brokers, and then having the agents and the marketing assistants and stuff down below. Let's go see if John's got any listings here. So a different format here, it looks like. It's got his image, his information. It's kind of broke down a little bit differently. This one here I do know is mobile responsive. This is our mobile first template that they are using. He does have 13 results. Now with Lite, you will notice that they don't have the map feature up on top. That is actually something that you could be doing. It just looks like they've opted out not to display the maps results before the rest of the listings. So this is all going to be his listings that he has. Looks like he has 13 here. Very clean looking, this is definitely right out of the box with our mobile first. So you can get in and modify some of the changes if you choose. You can also choose to display sort by pricing, newest listed, again, so it's just kind of a personal preference of how you would like that to be displayed on there. I thought that they had some widgets on here, but I'm not sure What happened to them? Usually it's inside. I'm not sure what it looks like. I thought there was a widget over here that was displaying that. I'm not seeing anything. You can also put widgets down in the footer. If you'll recognize, this is going to be WordPress where we did see the footer with featured listings. You can actually remove like testimonials in this particular spot and put a featured agent widget. This way it'll cycle through all the different agents. But we prefer to take a look at Dave from Agent Evolution at a constant here. All right. I want to take a look at one more website. And this one here is going to be with Platinum. This is a rather large office. So I've gone automatically right directly to their roster page. This does have multiple offices within this account. They do have 4 separate offices, a commercial division, and then they got Murfreesboro, Midtown, and Cool Springs. Let's go ahead and click on Cool Springs. Again, they did have their featured listings always being displayed over there on the side. And again, you can search for the agents on here. You can change up the ascending, descending order depending on what you want to do it, by office name or default. Now they did have some CSS problems here a little bit. Looks like they still kind of do it where it's not lined up. Not a big deal. We'll move on. Their agents pages, they have them sorted out alphabetically, it looks like, by office here. We will go take a look at one of the individual agents just so we can see the different styles that it's going to be displaying. All right, so we got their bio image, their contact information, bio about them. They put in some direct links, it looks like, linking to all of his different social medias. And again, so they offer a search widget that you can put right above the results. That way, if they don't see any listings right here, they can go directly and start looking somewhere else in the city. Now, it looks like they have done a custom city list right here. This may be the only cities that this particular agent works in, so you can modify and change a little bit more with Platinum. And then he's got the options to go low price, high price, days on market, and the minimum square foot that they want to work with. Again, they are constantly featuring listings by widgets. So it's just kind of a good reminder to always give your office exposure as much as you can during when visiting any one of your pages, and keeping it in the sidebar, keeping it in the footer. You can keep it in headers if you choose. Excellent. So let's go through. I'll go through a couple of questions here. Let me know if you've got any more. If I don't answer them on air, I can reach out to you a little bit later, or you can contact our sales team. We are reached at the same 800 number at 800-421-9668. The sales team extension is 303. Now, when will there be a section added for agents to add their social media profile links? That's a good question. We've got Adam right here that's just kind of added those links directly on here. You could put images on here and hyperlink them to your pages. Just put a Facebook icon on there and link that over to it. You do have control over the subheaders and the content that's being displayed on there, so it can direct that right over to there based off of a Facebook icon, Twitter icon, LinkedIn icon, and he's also got Pinterest here, it looks like. Let's see here. Will the day and time be added to the main featured open houses page? Currently, the user needs to click on an individual property to view the date and time. Yeah, I don't think there's anything that we have set up like that one. That one could be a great example to put into our development team to see if that's something that can be added on there. Looks like I've got somebody actually just pinged me in, one of our listeners. He has his page that has an example of the social media. So let's go take a look at that. Hopefully I spelled that one correctly here. Perfect. Excellent. So basically exactly what I just had mentioned, putting in the logos and then just hyperlinking them off of there because you have control over where those links are going to be going. Great looking site here. Thank you, Andrew, for that. Excellent. All right. Well, thank you guys very much for joining me. Like I did mention, this will be posted to our YouTube channel here in about 48 hours, possibly earlier. Thank you for joining. Have a great afternoon.